yeah, you lot are getting fucking 2 videos in a row, and with my YouTube schedule, which is pretty much just shit them out or just take a few days away, because got to keep them free subscribers. Got to really keep them. They are loyal. They are fucking loyal. I can tell you. And then they all leave. Loyalty is dead. Anyway, Adventure Time. Uh, the only other thing that I really want to talk about with Adventure Time is the crossovers it's done. Now, of course, it's crossed over with regular show in the comics, but I'm not here to talk about the comics because I haven't read any of the comics. I haven't read any of the books. Of course, there is a lot of books, there's a lot of comics, there's a lot of magazines, there's a lot of this. There's the popular Enchiridion book written by Martin Olsen and Olivia Olsen, best known obviously as Hunter Navideer and Marceline the Vampire Queen. There's loads of them. The crossovers that Adventure Time did do on TV was with Matt Groening's shows. So the first one being The Simpsons. Say what you want about The Simpsons. It's obviously it is the longest running American animated series probably of all fucking time. It's been going since the 80s. It's in its probably 30th fucking season by now. Disney obviously bought them out. Disney owned Fox after all, so they obviously own the rights to Family Guy, Simpsons, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, stuff like that. Both the film division and probably their TV division. So Simpsons, season 28, you get to the episode Monty Burns Circus. The couch gag, which is obviously the popular thing in The Simpsons, where they always do the couch gag. They've had couch gags to Futurama, couch gags to this, couch gags to that, Treehouse of Horror house gags. I'm not the hugest Simpsons fan, by the way. I personally never found The Simpsons to be the best adult animated series in the world. It's nowhere near as good as South Park, which has ran equally as long. It's nowhere as near as good as Matt Groening's other show, which I'll mention in a minute. Not Disenchantment, although I haven't seen that yet, so who knows. Simpsons, it's fucking tiring out, obviously, but anyway, season 28. The couch gag obviously would parody Adventure Time, even features Pendleton Ward singing a parody of the Adventure Time theme song, and has Bart and Homer recreating the Adventure Time intro. Bart being taking the place of Finn, and Homer taking the part of Jake. Yeah. And then the other crossover that Adventure Time would do, and this is actually pretty cool because Pendleton Ward is a big fan of Matt Groening's shows, specifically The Simpsons, but the first crossover between Matt Groening and Pendleton Ward's series actually came in the season 7 episode of Futurama. So this is the final season of Futurama, the final Comedy Central season, of course, the final season overall for that series. What a series that is, though. It is probably the best series that Matt Groening has ever produced, in my opinion. I know people will say the early seasons of The Simpsons are pretty much the best. Wait till like season 1, maybe to 9, or maybe to 10, maybe even the movie, if you want to count that, is probably the best that Matt Groening's ever produced. But I think Futurama is pretty much hands down Matt Groening's best series he's ever fucking done. It's amazing, it's so iconic, so quotable, so memorable. It's honestly really good. So the episode that featured Finn and Jake was actually Leela and the Beanstalk, which is obviously a parody on fairy tales such as Jack and the Beanstalk, being the obvious example. So they go down to this like dungeon area of Fry, Leela and Bender, I believe. And captured there is Finn and Jake, obviously from Adventure Time. And Jake, and of course this is pretty cool because John DiMaggio, who is best known for voicing Bender, also voices Jake. And Jake says to Bender, "What time is it?" And Bender just goes, "Time for you to shut up." Which is fucking amazing. Just seeing Futurama and Adventure Time crossing over in that, and just, you know, Bender talking to Jake specifically, which is just John DiMaggio talking to himself. But it was fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. That episode was really fucking good. It's just a shame that Futurama would end, you know. I really felt like that series could have, although it ended beautifully well in both its run on Fox and then its run on in the direct-to-DVD adaptations, which is the fifth season of the show, as well as, meanwhile, you know, the final series finale. It's really just a shame, you know, that Fox would just fuck around with Matt Groening's show. I mean, come on, you know, look at the success The Simpsons brought you, and here you are fucking him around. Mind you, it's not the only show they cancelled off Fox. Family Guy is another show they cancelled off Fox. It wasn't until Adult Swim picked up both Futurama and Family Guy, as well as the DVD sales that they do, that they thought, yeah, let's have another crack at it. Family Guy would go back to Fox, though. Seth MacFarlane's series would go back to Fox, and it's still running to this day, 20 seasons in, handful of spin-offs aside, you know, Cleveland Show, American Dad, and then Seth MacFarlane doing all these other ventures. Matt Groening's show, Futurama, would go to Comedy Central. It would peacefully die. Obviously, it would be running against, you know, the juggernaut that is South Park. And Matt Groening would obviously, he'd still work on The Simpsons here and there, and he'd do his comic strip, and he'd also make Disenchantment for Netflix. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about. Just Adventure Time crossing over with The Simpsons and more specifically Futurama. And don't fight me. I personally think Futurama is the best Matt Groening show he's ever made. I know you'll all say The Simpsons in its early days was prime, his best work, but I personally will always put Futurama above The Simpsons any day of the fucking week. Like, it's just amazing. Like, it's more adult than what The Simpsons is. Like, The Simpsons in its early days, you could say adult animated series, but even now it's not really an adult animated series. It's more just for everyone. Whereas Futurama is more adult. And I know, you know, who knows, maybe I'll wank off about Futurama in future videos. You know, there is, you know, I mean, it's got a really fucking powerful Fox run, despite Fox fucking around with the schedule and fucking Futurama up. Obviously the direct-to-DVD movies, which comprises the 5th season, and of course the final 2 seasons on Comedy Central. So yeah, you know, fucking amazing. I know I've spent nearly half the time wanking off about Futurama, but you know, it is a fucking amazing series. I highly recommend. But yeah, that's the Adventure Time crossovers. One crossover with Futurama, which was fucking amazing, and then just a couch gag in The Simpsons. Who knows, they might get referenced in Disenchantment, you never know. Who knows what Adventure Time really is going to cross over with in TV form, whether that's parody or just a nice little crossover, you know? You never know. You never fucking know these days.